Welcome to this short introduction to mental health by Reform Solutions. My name is Remy, and I am here to help you through this lesson. This is a short taster lesson of what Reform Solutions offer, and this forms part of our mental health first aid training. Let's have a look at what mental health is. There is still a stigma when we consider mental health. People fail to understand that it is a normal part of life, much like catching a cold, or could be of a more serious nature. This is a hang-up from the past where people suffering from mental ailment were considered to be possessed by evil spirits, demons or the devil. In some cultures these beliefs still exist today, which in the 21st century could be of a concern. This short session is designed to take a brief look at what we mean when we say mental health. To introduce the topic, we are going to watch a short video about how poor mental health can affect people. Listen to what Michael says when he stands up. Pick one thing he says that you can relate to.
Okay, Pygmalion by George Bernard Shaw. Can you open your exercise books, please? You've got a 1,500-word essay to do. I'd like you to choose one of the themes from the board and start to plan it. The Wanderer returns. That's another 2 weeks behind. See me after class.
So where you been this time? Somewhere warm?
Yeah, your mum's bed.
Okay, settle down. Are we a comedian as well now, Michael? As I was saying, choose one of the themes on the board and start planning your essay.
Yeah, I've got one for you.
How many teachers does it take to change a light bulb? No? All right, how many depressed people does it take to change a light bulb? Doesn't matter, it's always dark, isn't it? When you wake up, you've got a dead arm. You can't control it, can't make it do anything. Imagine that in your whole body, in your mind, your whole life. Remember when I was off school? Remember all the jokes? What options you choosing, Michael? Getting out of bed? Staying awake? Coming to class? Only that's when I was so low. Getting out of bed wasn't an option for me. Even on Facebook. Changing my status to still skiving. It's funny, isn't it? It just makes it a little harder. Sometimes it's already too hard. I mean, you lot are my mates, right? Right?
What Michael is describing is common symptoms associated with depression. Only a medical professional can make a diagnosis, but we can say is that Michael is showing signs of depression and should see his GP. Think about how he described how he felt. He talks about having a dead arm. He makes a joke about how it's always dark. How did he act when he first came into the room? Did you notice how jokey he was with others? He was deflecting. If he didn't stand up, would you have thought he was going through a period of poor mental health? Let's watch another short video. This explores depression as a character called the Black Dog.
I had a black dog. His name was Depression. Whenever the black dog made an appearance, I felt empty and life just seemed to slow down. He could surprise me with a visit for no reason or occasion. The black dog made me look and feel older than my years. When the rest of the world seemed to be enjoying life, I could only see it through the black dog. Activities that usually brought me pleasure suddenly ceased to. He liked to ruin my appetite. He chewed up my memory and my ability to concentrate. Doing anything or going anywhere with the black dog required superhuman strength. At social occasions, he'd sniff out what confidence I had and chase it away. My biggest fear was being found out. I worried that people would judge me. Because of the shame and stigma of the black dog, I was constantly worried that I'd be found out. So I invested vast amounts of energy into covering him up. Keeping up an emotional lie is exhausting. Black dog could make me think and say negative things. He could make me irritable and difficult to be around. He would take my love and bury my intimacy. He loved nothing more than to wake me up with highly repetitive and negative thinking. He also liked to remind me how exhausted I was going to be the next day. Having a black dog in your life isn't so much about feeling a bit down, sad or blue. At its worst, it's about being devoid of feeling altogether. As I got older, the black dog got bigger and he started hanging around all the time. I'd chase him off with whatever I thought might send him running. But more often than not, he'd come out on top. Going down became easier than getting up again. So I became rather good at self-medication, which never really helped. Eventually, I felt totally isolated from everything and everyone. The black dog had finally succeeded in hijacking my life. When you lose all joy in life, you can begin to question what the point of it is. Thankfully, this was the time that I sought professional help. This was my first step towards recovery and a major turning point in my life. I learned that it doesn't matter who you are, the black dog affects millions and millions of people. It is an equal opportunity mongrel. I also learned that there was no silver bullet or magic pill. Medication can help some, and others might need a different approach altogether. I also learned that being emotionally genuine and authentic to those who are close to you can be an absolute game changer. Most importantly, I learnt not to be afraid of the black dog, and I taught him a few new tricks of my own. The more tired and stressed you are, the louder he barks, so it's important to learn how to quiet your mind. It's been clinically proven that regular exercise can be as effective for treating mild to moderate depression as antidepressants, so go for a walk or a run and leave the mutt behind. Keep a mood journal. Getting your thoughts on paper can be cathartic and often insightful. Also keep track of the things that you have to be grateful for. The most important thing to remember is that no matter how bad it gets, if you take the right steps, talk to the right people, black dog days can and will pass. I wouldn't say that I'm grateful for the black dog, but he's been an incredible teacher. He forced me to reevaluate and simplify my life. I learnt that rather than running away from my problems, it's better to embrace them. The black dog may always be part of my life, but he'll never be the beast that he was. We have an understanding. I've learned through knowledge, patience, discipline and humour, the worst black dog can be made to heal. If you're in difficulty, never be afraid to ask for help. There is absolutely no shame in doing so. The only shame is missing out on life.
Mental health illness affects everyone at some point in their life. 1 in 4 adults and 1 in 10 children experience mental illness at any one time, and many more of us know and care for people who do. It is really hard to get males to talk about how they're feeling, and this has caused a crisis. One stat that has always stuck with me: 2 in 3 of all attempted suicide is done by a female, 2 in 3 death by suicide is by males. There is no reliable data for the amount of attempted suicides. Death by suicide is the biggest killer of men under 40. New research is showing that over the last year 7% of children have made an attempt at suicide by their 17th birthday. But mental health is not just about suicide, it's about everything in between. It's about helping people cope with daily living. The right to happiness is a basic human right, we should do everything we can to support people attain this right. Being kind and care. Take a few moments to think about some mental health conditions you have heard of. Depression. A mental illness in which a person is very unhappy and anxious for long periods and cannot have a normal life during these periods. Anxiety. A nervous disorder marked by excessive uneasiness and apprehension. GAD. Generalized anxiety disorder is characterized by persistent and excessive worry about a number of different things. People with GAD may anticipate disaster and may be overly concerned about money, health, family, work, or other issues. Individuals with GAD find it difficult to control their worry. OCD. Obsessive-compulsive disorder is a common mental health condition where a person has obsessive thoughts and compulsive behavior. As BPD. Borderline personality disorder is a disorder of mood and how a person interacts with others. It's the most commonly recognized personality disorder. Psychosis. A severe mental disorder in which thought and emotions are so impaired that contact is lost with external reality. Stress. A state of mental or emotional strain or tension resulting from adverse or demanding circumstances. To conclude, remember the following. Thank you for your time.